When you look through your Facebook page, you notice just how great other people's lives seem to be, and then you compare your life to their life, and that can sometimes not feel so good. Jackie Insinger, founder of The Flip Plan, is here to talk about this issue this morning. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
You know, it's such a new thing in our times where we look through social media and you see everything great happening to everyone else and how everybody's kids are doing so great and winning all these awards, and then you start to feel rotten about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. This is a really relevant topic, not just for us, but even our parents' generation, but especially for our kids. So it's really good to focus on this. The problem is the more connected we get to this super fast-paced, networked world, the more disconnected we can become to what really matters. And this is especially challenging because on social media, life is lived in these highlight reels, and these highlight reels kind of become our new standards and kind of the benchmark. And it can really create feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and even links to depression.
So I want to get right to your tips on what to do about this, but I also want to ask, should you post the not so good times so that you're being realistic? Because at least for me and my kids, I try to say, hey, when you're having a bad day, focus on the positive. Let's not look at the negative.
I absolutely agree, and I think that's where we all like to spin it, but that's not always reality. That's just a piece of the picture, right? So it's an incomplete picture, just the positive. And when I see friends post things that are just real that you can relate to, I think it's so refreshing. And it's not to focus on the negative, but the reality is life isn't a highlight reel.
Okay, so tip number one.
Okay, tip number one is reset expectations for your family. Unrealistic expectations are a top cause of relationship breakdown for everyone, and it is so easy to be disappointed in your own life and your own reality when you're comparing yourself to others' filtered best moments. So to look at your authentic family for all of its awesomeness and all of its messiness and just start there with this is us and this is what we need to do.
And set those expectations with your family so that you're all having that. Okay, tip number two.
Tip number two is to disconnect to reconnect. We are so connected to our hundreds of friends and their hundreds of friends and followers that sometimes we just need to pause for a minute and just really take a break from social media. And I know there might be a panic reaction from that. And whether that's 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, or even 3 hours for some people, but kind of take your self-esteem temperature when you take a step away, when you're not bombarded with everybody's best moments, and really, you know, kind of look at your own life and start appreciating what you've got right in front of you.
And if you're doing it, have the kids do it too, because they're even more addicted, as we've talked about before, than we are. Okay, and then your last tip.
My last tip is to start balancing comparisons with gratitude.
Good one.
Yeah, because you know, we as humans, we have this automatic response by just comparing ourselves to other people and where they are. And with social media, it's almost impossible not to be doing. It just makes it more in your face.
Yeah.
So every comparison thought you have, come up with 3 positive things that you're grateful for in your family. It's almost like a consequence with a good reaction to it. So, and then you start tipping the scales toward the good instead of the lack, and you start really appreciating what you've got.
It's funny that you put the word gratitude in there, because the first year ever, we made this family theme for the year, and it's gratitude. So when you're having a bad day, just stop and sit back and go, what am I thankful for? And it kind of lifts your spirits.
It absolutely does. Gratitude is so powerful, especially when you're thinking about what maybe you don't have.
Great tips. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You can find more information on Jackie and her program for families in the Daybreak section of our website, kwgn.com. Tom?
Thank you. Well, we're heading for 8 o'clock.